What's up, NBA squad? It's your girl Tiara on the Madam Boss Lady channel, and I have 8 things on my list that you should be doing if you are turning 50, are 50, or over 50. These are some things that you should be doing for better health. Now, let's get into it. So, one of the first things you should do as you age, turn 50, is to get your blood pressure checked. High blood pressure can cause stroke, heart attack, eye problems. I mean, it leads to a lot of things without you even knowing. If you notice that when you go to the doctor's office, that's one of the first things they do is check your blood pressure, because it is dangerous if it gets too high. It's actually dangerous if it gets too low as well. But we don't hear too much about low blood pressure. It's usually the high blood pressure. And 5 of the things that may make you know that you have high blood pressure is headaches, fatigue, blurred vision or double vision, heart palpitations, or lightheadedness. So if you are 50, over 50, or turning 50 soon, make sure you check that out. Another test that you should have is screening for diabetes. Statistically, nearly 10% of all Americans have diabetes, and another 28% have been underdiagnosed. Uncontrolled diabetes can cause blindness, kidney disorders, and sometimes amputations. I happen to know quite a few people who are diabetic, and these sugar levels are pretty hard to maintain at first because we are so used to just going, eating, moving, doing what we do. And a lot of that has to do, a lot of the disorders of diabetes have to do with how you eat, when you eat, and what you eat. And some of the things that we mistake for being just regular aging has a lot to do with what your levels are for your glucose and A1C, so forth and so on. So you don't have to feel bad when you get older. We just feel bad because we are doing practices that make us feel bad. And this is what diabetes is. It's, you're practicing eating food that is not good for you, or not maintaining your body in a way that will allow you to have a good and productive life. And once you get that under control, you'll find that you feel so much better. And the things that you thought, oh, this is because I'm turning 50 or 40 or 60, it's not really that. It's because you haven't been eating properly. Now, I attempted to look up what a normal glucose level is for an average American, and I'm not really comfortable with saying. I mean, I'm getting different numbers. So what I suggest you do is check with your doctor to see what is normal for you and stay in that range. And because I'm not diabetic, I'm not familiar with the language. So I'm not sure exactly what you should be looking for. That's why you should contact your doctor and have a good conversation with your doctor about what's good for you as far as your blood sugar levels. Now, next up is cholesterol levels, cholesterol screening. High cholesterol leads to heart attacks, which is one of the #1 killers in the United States. And again, I don't have high cholesterol, so I'm not really versed in, the issues that may come with that. However, I did do a little research, and here are a few things that you should do in order to get your cholesterol to a normal level. If you are a smoker, you should quit smoking immediately if you have high cholesterol. It's a direct contributor to high cholesterol. So this is what my research is saying. You should stop smoking immediately. You should adopt a better way of eating, which is a low animal fat diet and a high vegetarian diet to combat high cholesterol. 3 and 4 go hand in hand, which are lose weight and exercise. And these two show a more rapid result for lowering your high cholesterol from what my research says. So once you realize that you have high cholesterol, you should change your diet and start exercising immediately for a jump start on better results for high cholesterol. And the 5th way to lower your high cholesterol is medication, statins. Again, I'm not familiar with that, but that works pretty fast as well. So those are 5 things that you can do to lower your high cholesterol. Moving on. The next item on my list is colon cancer screening. Now, the recommendation for getting a colon cancer screening has just changed. It used to be at age 50, but now they're asking people to go at age 45 to be screened for colon cancer. And one of the more popular tests for colon cancer screening is getting a colonoscopy. And because I am 52, I did get a colonoscopy, and I'm not going to act like I was not nervous. I was. And I think because it is the colon, everybody's kind of nervous about that. Like, that just doesn't seem right, kind of. But honestly, it was not nearly as bad as the stories I was hearing. Now, I'm not going to act like it was a spa day or nothing like that, but I just really felt like it was overrated how people were saying the discomfort. Well, it's not comfortable. It's this. I think people were just, putting a 100 on 10. It just wasn't that bad. And I don't want you to believe that it was that bad, because honestly, after you have a colonoscopy, you don't have any, let me put it like this. I didn't have any side effects or anything like that. It really was a procedure that you didn't have any effects about. So I honestly was scared when I knew that I had to do this colonoscopy, but in reality, I was mad that I was scared when I got done. The worst part for me is, a day or two before, you have to really just clean out your colon, drink these fluids. I didn't like that. That was very uncomfortable for me. I didn't care for drinking the fluids, and I think you even have to take like a stool softener or a laxative or something like that. I really can't remember, but that was the worst part for me. That's just the truth. I was so upset with myself for being afraid of doing this test. And I was like, this right here. I mean, I ain't gonna say it was a walk in the park, but it definitely is nothing to be afraid of. And, leading up to me going to actually have the test done, I was really afraid just listening to people's stories. And I really am upset that, I listen. Well, I'm not upset that I listened. That's not the right information. Unless I'm just, was my experience better than everybody else's? Like, I don't really think so. I think that it's just not as bad as people think. And I don't like when people tell the story like it's so terrible and it's a cakewalk. Don't do that. So once you put the colonoscopy jitters to the side, go in with the mindset that there is no pain. I didn't feel any pain at all whatsoever. And well, maybe the needle prick, but if you do needles all the time, or if you're familiar with needles, that's not even an issue. But that's the absolute most pain I felt. And I'm positive that would be your experience too. So don't hesitate to go and get this done to possibly save your life. Yeah, you girl. Next on my list is immunization. There is a standard that when you turn 45 or 50, you have another set of immunizations like you did when you were a kid. This is another set when you turn 50. The shingles vaccine and the flu shot come to mind, but I'm sure there's more. So what I suggest you do is contact your physician and see what they suggest that you do as far as immunization when you turn 50. Now, for men, you should check your prostate. Go and have a prostate cancer screening to make sure that you are not at risk or have prostate cancer. And that's all I got for that. I just know that, this is one of the things on my list of people over 50, what they should do. And it's on the list. Just go and do it. Now, for women, we are asking you to go and get a mammogram to make sure you don't have breast cancer or, anything related to breast cancer. You need to catch these things early. And this is one of the screenings that you should do in order to make sure that you don't have any cancer or cancer-related issues going on with your body. I actually started doing mammograms at 40. And again, this is a thing where people were making it, oh my God, it's the worst thing under the sun. And you felt like that. I went in terrified. And in reality, it is uncomfortable, but not to the degree where I wouldn't have done it. I was almost scared into not doing it. And that's basically what I'm saying to you now. Don't let somebody scare you out of good health. And I realize some people are being honest. You can never say how bad it will hurt or not hurt each person. And they're telling their truth, I'm sure. I'm positive nobody's just running around scaring you, telling you don't do it. But if this is what's going to indicate whether you have good health or bad health as far as your mammogram goes, I'm going to say muscle through the fear and go get this mammogram done so that you don't have any further issues to deal with later on. My experience has been on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the absolute best and 1 being the worst. I'm going to say the mammogram was about an 8 for me. It just was not that bad. I think if you go in with a positive attitude, you'll come out with a better outcome. Moving on to the final test on my list, and that is for women, and it is a pap smear. I just cannot stress how many times I've run into people in general conversation, if you can have that on a pap smear, but people don't do this very often, and I'm thinking, why? Don't be one of those people and not get these tests done. This right here, I feel like you should have been getting pap smears your entire life. And if you haven't had one up until now, we have a problem. So go in, we ain't gonna discuss it, just go on in and get your test done, your pap smear done for better health. Trust me, it's worth it. And this concludes my list of things that you should do for better health over 50. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, then do that. And make sure you hit the notification bell for future videos. I'm sure you know somebody who's over 50. Make sure you share this video with your friends and family. Make comments below if you need to. And you will see me in the next video. Bye.